Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Thresh, right? So I actually like taking the Nautilus for the bottom lane here for Gen.G, and then just saying, well, if you're going to flex the Lulu into the solo lane, then that's totally fine with us. I think it will be the Akali versus Sylas mid.
A bit too squishy to be able to survive without having that repositioning tool despite wild growth existing. And so Pyosik now moving up towards this Tribrush, spotted of course. And there's another paranoia. Crescent Guard going to be used, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. First blood going over to Cleared. And Gen.G is feeling just so easy towards this top.
Pyosik too, and he's going to find that this part of the jungle is in fact empty, and he's going to look for more here. They did not see him, there's no vision.
Yep, ulti back available. Wind becomes lightning. Gonna stab the Ezreal, but he has the arcane shift. There's the flash on forward. As life with the dredge line. Super Mega Death Rocket will be enough for BDD. He's down here. Crescent Guard has been picked up by the Sylas, but Sulka joins as well, and BDD has to flash away. Ruler without the damage to augment it, and Rascal is just chilling on the top side of the map with Shelly smacking down structures.
He actually is going to get this turret, I think.
It might have been able to.
One in the bag here. Gen.G going to respond.
Yep. Collapse is coming through here. BDD does have the perfect execution available as the dredge line is going to connect. There's another paranoia from Rascal. Gets into the back line, but the knockups are pretty good here. Sulka coming on forward. Rascal going to be taken down first as BDD gets over the wall, but he does not want to be there. And the perfect execution again from Sulka is going to come through. Becca maybe a little bit over-ambitious, but isn't going to find the tongue lash. And Gen.G, they lose their solo lanes, and they have to now lose the Drake as well. DRX really starting to take control.
Yeah, DRX, I think, pretty significantly ahead in this game right now.
Kill him, or press the button without hitting him, and he goes away if he doesn't have his spell shield up at the right time exactly. So,
yeah,
the Xin Zhao,
hold that thought.
Yeah, it's going to siege down this turret, and it looks like Gen.G is going to give it up.
I think the observers are trying to highlight that DRX are, in fact, at their strongest when they're grouped as 5. And that's,
Sulka almost went aggressive there. As you can see, it looks like that Soul Point is just going to be free on the side of DRX. Sulka now probably knows that he's in a bit of trouble, but he's able to get the Shroud down. We'll see whether he's actually going to be able to keep himself alive, and the answer is absolutely yes.
I'll actually initiate and get in, but what we have been seeing in reality against this comp that's super aggressive. Oh, hold that thought. Here we go. We're going to see it again.
They're going to engage right on top of
exactly
this. Down. Yep, the Crescent Guard comes through yet again, but he's two by himself. The rest of DRX not there. You mentioned the fact that they really want to be grouping to try and stop this from happening.
But yeah,
now they've lost one of the biggest tools, and this is where things really can fall apart.
Yeah,
it looks like Cloud Soul is going to be denied.
What I was going to say is, like, they're using the Xin Zhao and the Wild Growth defensively to then engage after the engage has come on top of them. In this case, though, he was alone. He did get Wild Growth, but the rest of DRX was not there to follow up. So for the first time, Gen.G actually make this paranoia play actually stick. They're able to do it right before the objective. You know, catching some of the DRX members trying to clear out some of that Baron vision. And now they're going to put their first Drake on the board.
A little bit late on the Super Mega Death Rocket, but you do have to hold your breath when
at a slight edge. It's hard for them to actually push advantages if there's no objective up, right? They can push mid, but that's it. Here we go.
Yeah, another paranoia to come through. That is just going to try and guarantee this turret as Rule. Oh, Super Mega Death Rocket relatively close, but not close enough. Clid runs pretty fast, and Rule. True Shot Barrage is going to spot that the Baron has been started here.
Wins the turn. Sulka with the flank.
Yeah, looking for this flank play. I believe he is going to be spotted, but no, actually, he's going to move himself back around. Light starts the fight as BDD dives on in as well, and the first kill is going to go over to the Jinx. Now Pyosik picks exactly the right time this time as BDD gets out. He's got a heck of a lot of dashes and a flash, but Pyosik's got an audacious charge. And BDD, does he have the Kingslayer back up? It's not going to matter. Bao grabs another one.
The audacity from Pyosik. That fight was so beautiful.
Yeah, and they should be able to take the Baron off the back of this as well.
They will,
unless Clid can do something crazy.
There's no way you can stop this. They're going to have to clear these wards out, but I mean, they're going to try something here. Look at where Sulka is right now. Crossing this gap is going to be so hard. Ruler is like, he's walking the tightrope.
Yeah, not a lot of mana left as Kingen down relatively low. Pyosik wants to close the gap. They are going to engage onto Clid, who can run really fast. Depth charge is already utilized. Life not actually here, so wasn't actually able to do it. And that's the Ezreal just dove on and a little bit down. I actually heard this weird sound that sounded like a depth charge. It absolutely wasn't, because of course that was on Ruler's side, so I apologize. And wait for Gen.G to try and do something about it. Bao just continuing to auto attack. This is a lot of pressure now on Gen.G. Rascal a little bit too far away as Paranoia is available, but not in range right now, as here's the turn. In goes the Crescent Guard. No way Life is going to do any damage, as it eventually does wear off. Yoshik goes golden, though he bought so much time, but no kills just yet. In goes the dive as BDD goes golden. Ruler is going to get turned on, though. Sulka says absolutely not. There's no re-engage, and BDD unfortunately gets baited in. True Shot Barrage doing a fair bit of damage there as Kingin down quite low, Bao at about half health. But DRX, they're all still up and alive, and all of the pieces to their puzzle are just so good when they're together.
Bao is going to do so much damage to this Baron, it just goes down so quickly. Gen.G have to fight for this, but they don't have the tools to engage.
Yeah, this is so difficult. Clid does have the Smite available, but can he even get into the pit? He doesn't even have Smite.
Wild Growth back up for King, and he just teleports in.
All of his health bar there as well. Like you were mentioning, the teleport going to bring him right into the pit. And there's the engage on the Ruler. They know exactly which one they want to be taking down, as the Nautilus is going to be taken out. And the heal utilized from Ruler, but he gets exhausted, he gets licked, and Kyoshik's looking for him. Super Mega Death Rocket, the audacious charge just for the last hit. And finally, at the third time of starting it, the Baron is going to be taken down.
It was such a great fight for DRX. They're really playing the kind of game that terrifies you, right? It's a game that they've come up with this really soft counter actually to the Nocturne pick, right? It's the Lulu with the Xin Zhao. You use it defensively, Xin Zhao's a great.
But DRX playing with a really cool comp and executing really beautifully. I love the patience that they played with. You know, it wasn't like, let's just start this and go for a turn or something like that. It was 3 separate times before they decided to fully commit to making sure they could win that fight.
And you can see that even with the Baron buff here with their composition, you know, they still have to stay grouped. You know, against Nocturne, that's just the name of the game. Especially when you've got a Silas on the board, you have Udyr who's removing all that vision, you're often spotted. It's a very slow push.
Speaking of spotted, Clid is down to about a third health. Turtle Stance is going to keep him alive as Ruler, I mean, he's trying to dish out damage at all angles, but just doesn't have, you know, there aren't enough Rulers. At this point in time, as the inhibitor turret on the top side of the map is going to be taken down. The pressure here of the 5-man unit. Here is the engage. In goes Rascal, finds himself his stopwatch as Kyoshik. Look at him. He's buying space from the entire team, and Gen.G are just melting because Bao is untouched. Gets to Bao, he's still at half health as BDD once again. Stopwatches, Zonya's in the back line. But we've seen this so many times, it's just not enough to actually take down a carry. This is the happiest Jinx that I've seen in such a long time.
Oh, this is just looking like it's the beginning of the end here.
Yep, Kyoshik in once again. He's going to go down to his GA, so that might have been a little bit overly aggressive, as now the Jinx walking away. That fear lasts for a really long time, but eventually he gets excited. He gets onto these Nexus turrets, and if I was Bao, I'd be excited as well. As, oh my god, the crits are really starting to hurt as the Zap gets soaked by the spell shield, but the Nexus isn't going to be so lucky as Bao is still alive, gets the wild growth right at the end, and the Nexus will the Braum. So Braum going to be locked in, certainly a very strong bottom side of the map. I like Braum into Tahm Kench as well. I like the idea that Gen.G wanted to make sure that they had the best bottom lane for themselves that they could find.
Down so that Becca is indicating he's going to come over and help finish off the last parts of this. And it will help remove the shields there and get rid of the Scuttle.
Yep. Move up. You can see Sulka's going to move on in. BDD is spotted. So theoretically a 2v2, but Rascal, he's got the Paranoia, but doesn't have the inside track, as Kingin with a fantastic Narbar. Gonna try and deny this. Clid coming on in, he's booking it forward. Wind becomes lightning, that is going to be the secure for Clid, but can he keep himself alive? The flash out is there, but Kyoshik's gonna be taken down for first blood, and now there's 3 members of Gen.G in the area. BDD over the wall just beautifully, as the wallop ain't gonna be enough for Kingin to answer that one back, and that is 2 kills for Gen.G.
Just getting out finessed here, and hey, the BDD flash.
I feel like they need to worry about it, as Kyoshik is taking his puppies right now, probably looking for his Raptor camp next, and just not wanting to challenge.
And this is that timing, right? Like, see exactly as the Drake goes down is when Bao has his Prowler's Claw, and he's walking back to lane like, oh, I just barely missed the window, you know? And that's rough. And that's Gen.G feeling like they got a big win here. They get away with it free. Don't even have to waste the Herald to guarantee that prio. Really nicely done.
Now Kingin. He's pushed this wave up, but you can see Ruler and Life They're going to join, and Kingan's just going to have to bail. I don't know whether he's actually spotted what's going on here, and it looks like the answer is going to be no. It's a bit of a wraparound.
It's like Becca couldn't even believe it. Like he walked over.
All right, here goes the paranoia immediately. Not messing around, flashing straight away, but it ain't going to be enough. Pop goes the nah. And Pyoshik says, nah, I ain't going to be able to get in there, my friend. I'm sorry. 3-0 in favor of Gen.G.
They're going to get some plates down here bottom. They did go clear out all the wards. Becca was peeing that there was vision in the Drake. I thought it was pretty funny that he walked into the empty pit afterwards as if he couldn't believe it was gone, but they're able to identify that there's no vision here, and there's also no one coming around this area. They drop down a ward, so even though there is a pick, and the Herald is going to get tossed down here, at least they're able to get, it looks like what will be all plates here on the bottom side. No, BDD going to prevent the last one, or at least attempt to.
Now he'll try. See whether it's actually going to be enough. As you can see, first turret will go over to Gen.G.
It's close here. Is he going to get it? I don't think so.
Next minion wave is a little bit too far away, so thankfully for BDD is able to clear out their last remaining minions. So the turret will survive for a little bit longer. We've got just under a minute before these turret plates fall down, and Bao's probably looking forward to grabbing a bit of extra money for himself.
Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, this is the consolation that DRX get after that exchange. Bao.
Yeah, and you can see Pyoshik over the wall. Rascal has been discovered. BDD's just going to get out of there as the teleport is going to come in. Rascal flashes, but I don't think he's... Oh my goodness! Very, very close. But Pyoshik, no cigar this time around. Ruler's going to have to flash Shockwave onto 2. That one was better, Solka! And both of them get mopped up. The bottom lane just dies in seconds. And DRX are on the board.
I guarantee, like, no. You guys could try to take the Herald, try to trade objectives. We're rotating over. They're a little bit slow to stop it.
And they might be able to actually get a full wave to crash towards this turret and actually do a fair bit of damage to it as well with the extra damage that Bao does have. Be able to chunk the turret as Pyoshik goes in. A little bit of a disconnect there though as the Shockwave finds absolutely nothing. The same thing is going to be said for Pyoshik, who is going to be taken down. BDD on the board now. Life goes golden, but now could be out of position. Hail of Arrows and Sulfur are going to be enough here as there's the Nara into the wall. Kingan wasting no time as the ult comes down. Bao flashes immediately. The tongue's not quite long enough there from Becca. He needed to get that evolution to Licky, I think, at that point. As Gen.G, they get the teleport in. They're now underneath the turret. They've got Shirley here to back them up. And if they don't have their big grizzly bear, they at least have the shellfish.
I mean, you said it though, right at the beginning of the fight, you called it out. Huge disconnect between the Xin Zhao, Pyoshik in this case, and the rest of the squad, right? He goes in, everyone else is walking away, and then you see the Shockwave come through. Soga's like, well, okay, I guess you're going in.
It's just more reliable as far as a late game carry. You shouldn't be able to have as much power at this stage of the game with a Jinx. The Varus certainly much better at that as far as mid game. Like his 2 items are certainly a lot more powerful. Doesn't quite have them just yet, but will be quite strong. So, I'm not going to say anything against it. Now Pyoshik looking for an opportunity here potentially on the top side of the map. There's Bao down the top. There's Devour available, but maybe waited a little bit too long as the Grey Health is going to be there immediately. As he comes out of the belly, it is going to be a dead Varus, and Shockwave lands onto 2, but doesn't really do too much. Pyoshik now just trying to be the hero. BDD going to be taken down. Sulker is over the wall, but Pyoshik is real dead this stage of the game as Kingan throws a rock, but he doesn't really have much more in the tank. And Gen.G are looking to just start off this Baron in the faces of DRX.
I mean, it's a really early Baron, but when you get those kills like that, I mean, you've only lost your Akali damage onto a Baron. You're very happy to take this down in 20 minutes, 20 and a half. It was a really nice fight for Gen.G, and once again, it's a real small mistake that leads to such a massive victory for Gen.G. Bao, as Varus, is just way out of position. Probably step 1, but you know, at the end of the day,
yeah, that's true.
He's crossed the line here.
Maybe it's time to go back to the root cause of the situation as Ruler finds a true shot barrage on some air, and BDD is just diving into a backline once again. Goes golden this time, Paranoia into the backline, and there is no Oriana to speak of for this fight. BDD's still fighting this one out, and he is looking to be able to escape as well as Bao. Survives for a lot longer than I was expecting in a lot of these fights, however, still not going to survive for long enough. 3 dead on the side of DRX, Kingan and Becca. Not a lot that they can offer to this one, and it's going to be the 3rd Drake for Gen.G and their 2nd Inferno.
And without the Lulu, you just don't have the peel into these extremely high octane engages from Gen.G, and with the execution as crisp as it is here for Gen.G, and the items are as explosive as they are here for BDD. But he's got his belt. He bought his Zonias actually a long time ago. It's just really easy to clean up these targets. And unfortunately for DRX, it's just over and over and over again. You're getting caught. We've already eclipsed the moment where Varus's power spike is up. Nobody can touch him. Meanwhile,
yeah, in the meantime, BDD is just going to solo kill King, and they're on the top side of the map. Very nicely done. BDD's wallet really starting to amass some coinage. As you can see, 4-1 and 6 now on the Akali, and no one is safe in a side lane now. Gen.G really, I mean, this is what Gen.G planned to do in game number 1, and it didn't work, and now they're furious, and they're 100% making it work here in the second game.
I guarantee you the Lulu ban stays in game 3 if we go there. just keep that away.
Oh yeah.
And this didn't have to be a Varus first pick, let's not forget. It could have been Nocturne first pick, could have seen a completely different depth of the DRX.
All right, in the meantime, Rascal is going to be spell shielding quite beautifully. The shockwave here on the bottom side of True Shot Barrage says goodbye to Sulker, as Ruler's going to pick that one up. Says thank you very much. I thought delivery here in Korea was fantastic. Ruler absolutely proving it. As now Gen.G just going to be sieging on this inner turret on the top side. It's all just going to plan this time. Chains of Corruption come down.
They finally hit him, but he's like, I built Frozen Heart, so all your skill shots missed, and then I finally get hit, and it's like it's healing me.
And this is like the thing that feels the most bad about Lethality Varus, is that you're against an Ezreal that builds Frozen Heart.
Yeah.
Like the most perfect option.
You can't auto-attack the Akali. The paranoia makes it hard to hit anybody. You know, you've got a volley bear on top of you at all times.
Yep.
Brom's making your life miserable, and then the map is going to get even further under control of Gen.G, and they might even be able to push to win with this.
Yep, it should be the case. I think the DRX know that it is all but over. Very comfortably taking that one down. And yeah, they get the bad news by the big old scream. DRX now just moving towards their bottom side jungle. BDD's here, there's the paranoia. Wanting to put them out of their misery by the looks of things here as Rascal going down relatively low. Kyoshik actually keeping himself alive, but the Varus not going to be so lucky. A 1-for-1 for now, but BDD's managed to pick up a second. Becker in trouble, the flash out of the way of the Shuriken backflip, and that could have definitely been the start of a potential pentakill, but there is the Arcane Shift over the wall. Ruler.
He doesn't flash for it, you know, he's going to show them a little bit of respect. He's just going to sit here and wait for the rest of his team and these Baron minions to hit the inhibitor. And that is going to be what looks like all she wrote for this second game.
Yeah, Gen.G going to bring us to a third. We are going the distance here. The rains are at pause. We were talking about the weather before, and it is certainly pouring.
Yeah, you asked me last time I used the landline. Do you remember the last time we talked about using the landline? I kind of want to go back to that time.
It was quite some time ago. Quite some time ago. As DRX, they're trying to put up the defense.
Even the true shot here is good.
Oh yeah.
Stays true.
Everything absolutely hurts right now. They don't exactly have a lot of siege. Yes, Ruler can poke and things like that, but his range isn't necessarily fantastic.
Their siege is the siege minions and the 11,000 gold lead.
Kingen, that's a bit of a whoopsie, is relatively tanky as the shockwave is going to come forward. That is the Varus dead though. They're underneath a few turrets here at the same time as the paranoia was held onto for a beautiful amount of time. The ultimate was running, so unfortunately it didn't do a lot of damage, but still, Rascal's just playing with his food at this stage, and the two Nexus turrets are all that stand between Gen.G and victory in game number 2, outside of, I guess, the Master Chef Tom Kench, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop this. Nexus now going to be taking the damage, and Gen.G even things up. You could feel the anger, you could feel how much they felt they deserved to win game number 1, and that was the end. Because now, not only do you have the Ezreal that can be augmented by the Cat, but if they manage to lock him down, then Lucian's going to be able to do it as well. I actually love Bullet Hell early stages, but this time Gen.G are going to be able to start off with this Infernal Drake. Next dragon going to be the Cloud, so we've got either a Ocean Soul for the very pretty Rift, or some rocks being strewn
Level 6 timing.
Soul is, yeah, BDD not going to flash forward or anything like that. Walks away, burning down to the Brambleback buff.
But I mean, look, this is a game where we've got a Jinx and a Zir, and 2 Drake lead here. You have your Xin Zhao on the top side of the map, but you don't make that pick work. And meanwhile, what you're giving up on the bottom side is Rift Herald dropping, so that's going to be a ton of extra gold to Ruler, so accelerating his spike in this game. And you're also losing your second Drake. It's going to be a Mountain Soul as well, so very relevant here in this game. It just makes the situation for DRX feel all the worse here. They're only 1,200 gold down, but it feels like they are miles behind or kilometers if you're outside of America, in terms of where the state of the game is right now.
It's really not what you're looking for. He is deceptively durable.
Yeah, he's also 2 levels up on Euclid, and life is still...
There's the flash, though, and the hook is going to be so easy.
Man.
All right, yep. The stunned Yuumi. 100%, I agree.
His reaction.
He's rubbing his hands together really fast. And then the wind becomes lightning.
He's also like,
there it is again.
He's wearing his shoes and rubbing them on the carpet.
Yeah. And then it gets channeled out of the pike, as now, thankfully, we're safe from this conversation as the needlework comes through. King in with the wild growth, trying to dodge the last couple of bolts, and does make it far enough towards his inner turret. Pyosik comes around as well. True Shot Barrage connects onto Rascal. There's the bear slap hook. Happens once again. Life and Clid together, playing really beautifully here as Crescent Guard was okay, but a little bit late.
Feels so vindicating if you're a Gen.G fan after watching that first game, to watch them just outclass mechanically DRX in 2 and 3.
Oh, there it is! Catches him in the flash, the playback as well! Life is a beast right here. However, the Azir is still going to fall. It's worth it.
I mean, this is just a highlight reel for Gen.G, right? You know,
that's 2 for 1 because Pyosik was still dead. Sorry.
This is basically just becoming Gen.G's red carpet they're walking down to the late game, because they've out-macroed DRX, they've had better rotation, and yes, it ended up being
This is actually what Gen.G calls an early game comp.
Yes, I guess so.
Because it's Gen.G, right? They always play for the late game. This is about as early game as you're going to get, but damn, Life that's like 3 plays in a row that has now like put them at 5,000 gold in the lead.
DRX know that their win condition is to actually blow up these squishy carries, but when you have a Thresh there, you have an Udyr for extra peel. I mean, I see the idea here. It feels like desperation, and I think that Eclipse is showcasing where DRX is, unfortunately, in this 3rd game of the series. It's just desperation. That didn't need to be the situation
based on where they are in the game.
I think that's what it is.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
He's in a bit of trouble here, as he does throw down some circles, but hula hoops ain't going to save you here. The Gwen is going to fall. So Pyosik on the board now, couple of kills. Sorry, 1. I was looking at the other jungler. It's been a long day.
It has.
Oh my goodness.
We're at 11:30 now. You and I've been here for 8 hours now. But anyway, the Eclipse here, I think, like you said, it's an adaptation. Like, question mark pings here onto Pyosik, like, where are you at, man? That was for DRX.
Yeah, he's certainly on walkabout. Teleport is going to come forward here as Rascal wants to get some revenge. The Crescent Guard comes in, but he's still going to get stunned. The hook is going to connect, and that's exactly the target he's looking for. Pyosik ain't feeling so audacious now as Rascal fighting against 3 people, or 2.5, I guess.
This is, you could see the frustration in some of these plays from DRX. They're desperate to make that bot duo push something, and there were literally DRX pings, question mark pings from his own teammates on top of him, and I don't think that was saying, we don't know where they are, or they might be here. I think it's saying, why are you there? Because he was there, and then he wasn't. Somehow he disappeared with Lulu off the map, and now Gen.G are looking to take a Baron, and it feels really sad, because I think this comp for DRX has really shown its age in terms of a best of 3. You had this answer to Nocturne. They didn't play it.
Barrage. Not quite.
Nope. They had the answer to Nocturne, in
Gen.G. They've got themselves the Baron. Rascal, he's, he just puts down the circle, runs himself away, gives them the good old thumbs up, says you guys did a great job. Watch your base die.
It doesn't look so misty with that skin, but
No, it doesn't.
We'll give it to him.
I like, it does look like hula hoops, like Technicolor hula hoops.
Yeah. I could see it.
Can we call the ability Technicolor hula hoops from now on? It's difficult to say in a team fight, but we'll see how we go as the game continues. Bao close to half health after 1 zap, I believe. Or was that just an auto attack? It might have just been, as there's the Emperor's Divide. BDD in a bit of trouble here. Good knock up, but there is, of course, a stopwatch available. Solka gets over the wall. Pyosik in trouble. The final chapter, it doesn't even seem to matter here as Gen.G are just immortal at this stage of the game. The bear slap onto Kingin, and he just gets phoenixed to death. Bao now running for the hills. And this is going to be all she wrote on this one. Gen.G, they were the expected victors in this series after game 1. I think there was a bit of doubt in some people's minds, as there it is, the Technicolor hula hoop coming out to celebrate the end of this game and the match 1 victory for Gen.G here. DRX made them work for it, but certainly coming back when it counted on the side of Gen.G as the Nexus will finally be taken down here just before midnight.
Yep. And
Thursday night.
you can see Solka puts his head in his hands, puts his head on the desk. That was not the game, that was not the draft that DRX